So My Hero Academia ended a few weeks ago. Not permanently, just the Season 3 finale, right before the movie came out, so I guess it was fitting time. And I gotta say, after watching Season 3 and catching up with the movie, seeing it a couple times, I'm very happy with where the series is, and I'm happy with how the series is going. One of my favorite things about the series is its awesome characters. I love Midoriya, All Might, Shigaraki. Pretty much most of the main characters I'm quite fond of. However, one character that really never struck the right chord as I was watching the series initially was Bakugo. Bakugo is not a villain by any means. He is an antagonist and at times can seem to be more of an anti-hero because he doesn't really have the qualities that you would think a hero would have. If we take a look at All Might, we see that he's polite, he's super strong, he's willing to sacrifice himself to help other people, even putting himself in harm's way to protect other people. And of course the same thing could be said about his successor, Midoriya, who has the one-for-all quirk. He has the same qualities, but he'll put himself in harm's way too, destroying his arms, his legs, his body, putting himself in very serious danger to protect other people. And these kinds of qualities make both All Might and Midoriya heroes. But Bakugo, even though he's in the hero course, doesn't have many heroic qualities. He's arrogant, he's very selfish, he will straight up want to harm other people when he should be saving them, and all he really cares about, it seems, is himself. Now, to put this in some context, the first scene that we ever see of Bakugo is when he and Midoriya are little children, and Bakugo's bullying a kid, and of course Midoriya stands up for the kid, and Bakugo just beats the crap out of him, and that's the first scene that we see. And of course, as the episode progresses, we keep seeing Bakugo bullying Midoriya, telling him that he's trash, that he's nothing, that he's never going to be a hero because he doesn't have a quirk, etc., etc. And from that initial meeting of Bakugo, it kind of left a bad taste in my mouth whenever I would see him on screen for the rest of the series. Now, it is important to note that Bakugo's quirk, Explosion, is pretty awesome. What it is that he can use his hands as like a lighter to his sweat, which contains chemicals similar to nitroglycerin, so it creates this awesome explosion. And he's very talented with how he can use his quirk. He can use it for destructive power, he can use it for like these armor-piercing shots, he can use it for mobility, super moves. He can use his quirk for a lot of things, and he knows how to use it effectively. But even though he has such an amazing quirk, his personality is what holds him back from being a true hero. One of the prime examples of that is during the sports festival when he put up such a stink about Todoroki essentially forfeiting the fight that he had to be restrained and the medal of first place had to be forced upon him. And we've seen that Bakugo's personality is so volatile that it made him a target for the League of Villains to try to convert him over to their side. But going through seasons 1, 2, and 3, I gotta say that there is a pleasant change that happens towards the very end of season 3 for Bakugo that really made him warm up to me and really made me like him more as a character and see some more of the good that I think he does have to offer. So throughout the entirety of the series, it's noted that Bakugo was always told from a young age that he was the best. He was shown that he had incredible potential. He was showing his incredible potential by using his quirk, and everyone told him that he was going to be the #1 hero. However, once he joined UA, and of course when Midoriya inherited One for All from All Might, it was shown that Bakugo wasn't as powerful that he thought he was, especially when compared to Midoriya and Todoroki, who I think at times can beat Bakugo or outclass him. And what's interesting about this is it's the very standard, big fish, little pond syndrome. When Bakugo was at the middle school with Midoriya, there was a very small pool of other people with quirks, or at least quirks that would be as comparable in power to his. So of course he would seem like he would be the best. However, when the big fish moved into a big pond with a bigger pool of characters and heroes that have different abilities and know how to use these different abilities at the top hero school, in Japan, Bakugo really couldn't take that because he was now a big fish in a big pond. He was no longer #1. And all the praise and all the grooming and the glorification that he had received over the years of his life was thrown out the window, and that reality that he had was shattered. Now Bakugo of course does not handle this very well. It just makes him more violent towards Deku and other characters. It makes him more aggressive, and it makes him cold, to the welcoming aura that All Might tries to provide to him. And so it sounds like I'm saying a lot of mean things about Bakugo. And the thing is, yes, with a volatile character, he does have some qualities that make him off-putting at first. But then Season 3 ends. And I saw a side of Bakugo that was somewhat relatable. And that made me like him a lot more than I did in the beginning. So, of course, in Season 3, what happens is All Might, defeats the evil mastermind All for One in this epic battle. He shows my all-time favorite move so far from My Hero Academia. And it's just this awesome fight scene and the struggle between good and evil. But Bakugo is caught in the middle. Because what happened to spark this battle was that Bakugo was taken by the League of Villains and All Might and the other heroes go on a rescue attempt to save him. So of course, Bakugo is fighting off these villains that are trying to capture him, and Midoriya and his friends are able to save him. And, All Might is then fighting All for One and then, loses his power because his time has run out and he's exhausted the flames of One for All that existed within his body. And surprisingly, that really had an effect on Bakugo. You don't see it at first, but the more as the episodes go on, you see that he's feels really bad about what happened. Bakugo blames himself for the fall of All Might. And after a really good fight with Deku about the issue, All Might and Midoriya revealed that, One for All has been passed down from generation to generation, and All Might has chosen Midoriya to carry on his quest and to be his successor. And Bakugo doesn't take that very well. Because, like Midoriya, Bakugo admired All Might. All Might was his #1 hero, so that's the person that he aspires to be. And Bakugo can't understand why someone with no powers, with no talent, with no heroic capabilities was chosen over him, who has this incredible power and was groomed from, essentially his very early childhood to be this #1 kind of hero. And that's a little bit sad. For the first time, we see Bakugo very human. We don't see the anger, we don't see the hatred, we see the pain and the sorrow and the suffering that he has been internalizing through pretty much the entirety of the series, and he just didn't know how to express it. With that, Bakugo really warmed up to me. I kind of like Bakugo a lot more now, and going back and rewatching My Hero Academia, he's much more enjoyable to watch for me. I think of him more as like a fun antagonist rather than just this douchebag who won't leave Midoriya alone. I'm excited to see what happens with Bakugo, and I hope they do continue to play more on this human side of him, because I don't like seeing the angry, explosive fighter all the time. Now, I wouldn't go so far to say that Bakugo is now my absolute favorite character, but seeing this more human side of him makes me like him a lot more, and I think after Season 4 premieres, I think I'm going to be excited to see more of what Bakugo can do, and I want to see more of his journey and his transformation as well. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been another episode of Kirk Talk, and I will see you guys in the next one.